It's Harper Grace. How you doing?
I'm so good. Hi, how are you?
I knew the flyaway problem wasn't going to be mine. So
Oh, well, that must be nice. Don't have to have hairspray or hair products. I mean, you're saving money over there.
it's sad in a way, but oh well. This happened
Pull
in
it
one
off.
night. So
The blazer and everything. We're both in blazers. Look at us.
yeah, this is what you get from doing movies. Just anyway, you are an
Okay.
amazing talent, young lady.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Well, it's also the truth. I mean, I love Sparkle, Yard Sale, very, very wonderful. Um,
Thank you.
I really do think, and I have to ask you this: are you scared that like one song is going to haunt you for the rest of your life?
The national anthem?
No, I meant the yard sale
Oh,
song.
yard sale. Oh goodness. Well, it's my very first song that I ever put out when I was younger. And I love that song. I think it's fun, it's spunky. It was a story that I came up with in my head and I was not heartbroken at that time. I was probably 15, 16 when I wrote that. So it was just my creativity really diving in. So yard sale will forever live on and I'll probably sing it later on down the road to surprise some of the fans at some point. But yeah, still love that song. Still sing it.
You have a huge following. Of course, from your American Idol days, and just in the snowball effect from you performing in these little honky tonks and bars and other places like that. But boy, the word's getting out about Harper Grace.
It's been very exciting. I have always wanted to live in Nashville since I was 6 years old and put it on my dream board at the age of 10 to move to Nashville, to sign my record deal, to sign with a big agency and go on tours and do try out for American Idol, maybe win, like all of these things. And it's been a very exciting process to continuously check things off of the dream board as I not only am checking things off of my younger self dream board, but even the ones that I make on a continuous year by year basis as I dream bigger and think of new things that I'd love to achieve and accomplish. And so it's been exciting. I live in Nashville now. I'm a Nashville native. They say it's a 10-year town, but I've lived back and forth for the last 7 years of my life. And so I feel like I'm a local, but I'm also from Texas. So
Yeah.
Texas lives forever in my heart. Once you're a Texan, you're always a Texan. And so, but I still say I'm semi Nashville like native out here. So at this point, might change my number to a 615 number. You never know. Um, but yes, I live in Nashville. I signed my record deal, my pub deal, and I'm honestly living the dream. It's really exciting. It's hard. It's very hard. So but it's still a dream and I'm able to live in. I'm very blessed.
Not bad from a girl from McKinney. Not bad at
Yeah,
all.
that's what I'm saying.
Tell me what happened at the ACMs. I saw your post. You arrived in a limo and left in a cop car.
Okay, yeah. So I posted that as a joke. But there was a sweet woman named Pam. Pam, if you're out there, I really hope that you're okay. But my mama saw this sweet little lady. She was leaving and she had one too much drink, but
Oh,
homegirl was toppling over and
oh
she was about
boy.
to get into Uber to go home and drive her own self home. And my mama said, "No, you are not driving home." And the Uber even turned her down. And then she was, puking. She couldn't stand up, all the things. And so we called the ambulance and the police came to check on her. And then she luckily did not go to jail because my mom was like, "Please don't take Pam to jail. She just had one too many to drink." And we're like, "Lord, help this lady." And then she ended up, they said that she was dehydrated. So then she went into the ambulance and went to the hospital. So
Wow.
I really do hope that Pam is okay. But the way that it ended was I called an Uber. I was trying to get into the Uber as my mom was helping this woman. And I was like, "Mom, the Uber's
Mhm.
here." But, lady's falling down. So we got to help Pam. And so we helped Pam and the Uber left us. And we told the policeman that our car was very close by. And so I tried to call another Uber, but they weren't going to be here for another 30 minutes. And so the police was like, "You know what? We will give you a ride." So I took a picture
Yay.
and I thought, funny, I'm like, "Oh, look at us in the back of a cop car." Nothing happened, but the really nice policeman named Thomas drove us home or drove us to a car and then we drove home.
I've known a lot of singers and songwriters in my time. I mean, Susie Boggess is a dear friend of mine, Pam Tillis, some names. And
Yeah.
they always tell me that when they feel the happiest, that's when they write their saddest songs. And when they feel sad, they write their happiest songs. Is that true for you?
I actually, I I'm not that way. I'm very in tune with my spirit, and I try my best to write the era that I'm in at that moment. And so, I mean, you'll hear songs about, me thinking love sucks, and I got out of a really horrible relationship, very manipulative and abusive relationship in all aspects. So thank God I'm out of that. But wrote a lot about that in that time frame, and getting out of that. And then, you kind of hear me hinting at a little bit of hopeful love interests, and finding myself again and learning how to be in a relationship and how to actually communicate, because I was so jaded to not even being able to talk. But everything in my experience has been exactly to what I've been going through. And even to "Oh Say Can You See" that drops May 19th, that was hard for me to put to a song for so long. I had that in my notes for 10 years, being a title that I wanted to write about. So sometimes songs come out at different time frames, but I try my best to write what I'm feeling in the moment, because I use songwriting sessions kind of like a therapy session for me. And every songwriter in Nashville knows exactly what I'm going through. And I just pour my own heart out there. I don't leave nothing out. I'm an open book. I'm like, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. So that's what I like to do. And so I'm really glad that "Oh Say Can You See" is coming out very soon, and you'll get a glimpse of what I went through as an 11-year-old, and that really trialing time in my life, and how I use that as drive for me, and to prove all the critics wrong, and to just follow the things that I was most passionate about, which was entertaining and singing and reaching the masses, and just being able to be a light in such a dark and cruel world.
Well, I think that anybody that can, it's such a gift from God that you just, you have to share it. I guess that's the way you grew up, was, you had this need to share this gift.
Yeah, I was very grateful to have a very faithful family who continued to push me to do the thing that the Lord placed on my heart to do, and that was to do music. And I had, dreams of really reaching such big platforms, and getting the chance to do that. And I'm really grateful for the chapters along the way that I've walked through that have been trialing, because I know that I've been able to step into who I am today and use that as inspiration for my own story, to just be able to really kind of gain confidence and boldness in all of it. So I'm so grateful for the things that I guess God thought that I could walk through a lot of crazy stuff. And sometimes I'll be like, Lord, are you sure I need to walk through this? Because I don't know if I'm really equipped, or if my resume is set to go through this crazy situation at the moment. I feel like I've gone through so much stuff, and I'm like, I think you picked the wrong girl, God. But he constantly reminds me, he's like, nope, I picked you. And I'm like, okay, okay, well, I'll just keep on trying. There's a video on Instagram or social media where I think the girl's like hanging on, and she's going through all this stuff, and she's yelling, she's like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And he's like, I got you. And that's exactly how I feel like all the time, like the Lord's holding you and trying to travel on, but you're like, he still has your hand, but you're still like, Lord.
Are you interested in maybe putting on an acting hat? Do you want to perform in a film?
Yeah, that's actually a part of some of my dream boards that I've written as a kid, as well as stuff that I've written in the last year. I love acting. I actually, for a portion of my life, spent a lot of time in LA, where I was working with Nickelodeon and Disney,
Wow.
and was, down to me and a few other girls for shows that didn't get greenlit. But acting was a big part of my life, even as a young age. And so that's definitely something that I'd love to pursue, love to be in movies and films, and also transfer that into my career as well. I love all things creative, whether that's fashion, whether that's, art and drawing and painting, and, every single thing creatively I have dabbled in a little bit. And so I love to express myself in all different realms of creativity, and acting is something that I would love to be a part of, and continue to pursue, as well as, focusing on music as being the number one. But I believe that the Lord's going to allow different outlets alongside of music that will benefit, and be able to kind of step in, as it says, he does listen to your greatest heart's desires, and he knows that. And so I'm trusting that hopefully other opportunities and other doors will continue to present themselves, and when they do, I'll be open to take them.
As we're finishing up our interview, thank you so much, Harper. You're just a delight.
Oh,
Um,
thanks. How are you?
uh, are you putting together a tour?
Yeah, so my agents are in the works right now of nailing down some stuff throughout this summer and this fall, whether that's opening up for a tour or festivals, and then as I'm continuing on to my what we're calling a redemption tour,
Ah,
as I'm going to different stadiums and ballparks and arenas, singing the anthem again as kind of a endless second chances all over again, with the presentation of "Oh Say Can You See" dropping as my next single. But we're doing that as well as I'm doing the public speaking stuff as well of foundations and schools. And so if you have a school in Salt Lake City, or you have a foundation or their school, or somebody's listening now that they want me to visit their school or their foundation, I would absolutely love to do so. I love talking and connecting with people. I think that's one of my top priorities in my career as an artist. Is, I mean, I wouldn't be here today without the listeners and the people who are watching my story. So to have that one-on-one relationship with them is really, really important to me. So going in and connecting with people and sharing a story that I feel like will help whoever is going through a rough time, is important to me. So that's what we're doing right now. And all social media has all the dates and all the travel stuff. And if you want to stay in tune and in the loop, it's all on Harper Grace XO.
I just, like I said, I just am bowled over by your voice. You've got such a pure instrument.
Thank you so much. That's so very kind of you to say. Thank you.
All right, you'll hear from me on Insta. I'll
Awesome.
drop you a
I'm
note.
excited. I can't wait.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye bye.
You too.